Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by again. Wanted to give you all a quick tour of my downstairs basement slash work area down here. So I'll start with the actual downstairs first with a few things. That's the work area. That's where the magic happens. But basically, let's do it. Let's do it when you come downstairs. So when you come downstairs here, I got a bathroom here that I put in. There's a closet. There's a little area when I got friends or family over. My old bed when I was a kid, stay over. Punching bag, do a little bit of kickboxing and stuff on there. And a bookshelf, some records up on the wall. Another little work area here, just with the bike. Got some stuff from my car there, some old magazine articles and stuff, a couple pages from old Punisher comics. Got the iPhones, got every iPhone all the way up from the original 2 all the way up to the 5 series, so the 5C being the last one. Got a nice little open area here. Those are album. I collect records too, so those are all actual album covers. The records are upstairs where my record player is with their respective protective covers, plastic covers there. We've got a pool table. Nice, nothing super fancy for a pool table. Only spent a couple $100 for it, but it's pretty good. Disco ball, that was actually from a strip club from my hometown. I knew a guy who decommissioned it, and there was 3 of them, which one was smashed in half, one had a hole in it, and this was the 3rd one. It's in very good shape. Even came with free blood on it, which I had to clean off. It was very, very interesting, but it's a giant disco ball. I love it. So here's a couple machines here. You'll recognize that from my other video, my ProLiant ML370, the G3, and then that's another one I got there, the G6. A Lego selection. Here is my shelf with, I got a couple Walkmans. I'll show you those in a second. All the different Xeon stickers from over the years. We've got some old processors. I got my old processor collection. You know what? I'm going to open this for you so we don't get that awful reflection in there. There's our old stuff up top. You'll see Pentium, Cyrix, a Pentium Overdrive here. A couple Xeon pairs. I like to keep the pair Xeons in pairs, of course. Pentium Pro, both the gold and the black top version. A couple older Pentiums, a 686, an Overdrive, which is unfortunately smashed. Got it like that. V4 Xeon. Just a few things just sitting around. We've got more Xeons there, a couple processors that I've lapped, Celeron, a few more Xeon pairs, 2609, usually lower end ones. Of course, I keep the pair and upgrade them from different systems. Got all sorts of different RAM down here as well. XMS2, some fancy stuff, some RD RAM, which I don't even have a system that runs that anymore. Some HyperX, some ECC, some normal DDR3, some ECC DDR3. Some rare stuff there, OCC Gold. We've got EDO, SD RAM. Those are for the old ProLiants. Really hard to find stuff. Got a bunch of laptop RAM down here. Some more EDO. All sorts of really crazy stuff, to tell you the truth. That's what happens when you're like me and you collect computers. Really like how this spins because we can spin it around here. And this is how I usually keep it with my Hot Wheels. Got some real expensive Hot Wheels there. Some old red lines and stuff. There's a little bit of money in there as far as the Hot Wheels, as you any of you guys know. Hot Wheels will know. There's all my Firebirds. You know, I like my Firebird stuff. So and then I got my Walkman. They're not worth too much, but I've always liked the Walkman. Here's my little what I use for music down here. Just a couple Sony speakers. Nothing too incredibly fancy. Place for a tape deck. Got a laptop down here. My Lenovo ThinkPad T530, which is actually 12 gig RAM in there, upgraded. This is pretty cool. Found this on the side of the road. Actually, accordion shuts, and then I've got milk crates in here. Those contain all my parts and all my cables and stuff. So when I go to work, PCI cards, that's cables. Underneath I have a box of hard drives and then a box of laptop adapters as well. Just real nice. It all closes up pretty good and looks nice and clean. I was actually out for a ride on my bike, and I saw that on the side of the road about 5 minutes from my house. I biked home and grabbed my car, and it barely fit in the trunk, but we did that. I got a sealed Windows 95, some different diskettes and stuff, a couple little goodies there. MS-DOS 3.3, not sealed, but it's all original in there. You'll recognize these, my favorites here from my other videos. My ProLiant 7000, the 8500, the storage array, and then my two 1600s from my other video. Got some cool stuff here. Those are silicon wafer samples from Intel, a little learning kit, and a smart array controller. Some old SCSI drives there, some compact documentation. That's a Pentium 3 Xeon that's been opened. We've got some more. Those are Quantum Bigfoots, all 3 different kinds of those, which they all work. a few different media types. That's a button that I actually made, compact button. A few different data, what do you call them there? Cassettes and stuff. That's an old Quantum Pro drive down there, tucked. Another old SCSI drive in the back. It's a very old Seagate Barracuda, I believe, that one. I've got a few more data cassettes out here. Did a DLT, and then we've got LTO, Ultrium 3, and then I think that's an Ultrium 2 in the back, or LTO 1. One of those kind of crazy ones there that don't really tend to work too well. That's a mind puzzle there. If you look at that long enough, you can see some baseball players that come out of it 3D. Let's see, picture that I took of my car there, which is actually a blanket, but the company that I ordered it from messed up and never sent it to me, so they actually ended up sending me two. This is a TV that I got from my neighbor. Very nice. It's a Sharp Aquos. It's, I believe, a 55 inch. It's got a little bit of a dark spot at the top there, but I mean, it's free and I'm not complaining. It's actually hooked up to this computer here, which is a 2463 or 2026 something 16 core Xeon water cooling loop. I built that. I've got it to play games. I've also got a Series S Xbox down here and a modded 360 with a JTAG on it to play modded games. All hooked up to this TV. Works really nice. I've got a possessed Roomba that turns on by itself and doesn't actually clean anything. Now, moving over to the work area. This is where the magic happens. So we'll start with the stuff over here. You probably noticed this. It's an old True Flat RCA. Pretty cool. I got it hooked up to my PS2 right there on the side that I had, well, since I was a kid, and as well as an Atari, which actually belonged to my mom that I fixed up and did the, what do you call that? The RF mod to it. So it just plugs in with one of these RCA jacks now instead of that crazy box, and it gives a really nice picture. I just got the QBERT there. That line is just a scan line of the TV. Doesn't actually do that in, you can only see that obviously on the video. Got a old BL202 Panasonic camera. That is hooked up. I got a custom lens on there. That's the other video input. That's pretty fun. You can turn that on and you can record yourself onto VHS tapes on the TV, which whenever friends come over, we have a couple drinks and make goofy videos with the black and white security camera from the 80s. I've got a few things down here. P965 board. That's just hanging out. Probably just going to overclock on that. Maybe it'll blow it up. Not sure. A drive sitting there. A couple machines. The left one is an Intel case with a ProLiant board in it. Middle one is an XW6200 with standard stuff. And then on the right is a Alienware system, kind of a sleeper put in there with a GTX 560, I think, and a few things. A couple fancy parts in there, some faster RAM and a 2 terabyte drive, a few things. This is my oldest system here. That is a kind of custom built Bestech board, I believe. It's an 8086. It's a NEC V20 in there, and it runs. I don't have a hard drive or anything in it, but it'll boot off that floppy. Dual floppy. CD is just in there for looks, but it runs. In 1989, that's my oldest system. And this one is a Asus P5E, I believe is the board. It's got DDR3 and DDR2 slots, which is pretty cool. Got a hot swap drive bay in there with a smart array controller. It's pretty cool. I have it hooked up to my Logitech system, G15 keyboard. Got a few other things here. Rolly trackball mouse, that works. Nice set of speaker for it. Oh my god, look at that. Those scan lines off of my Trinitron monitor there, which I love the display on this. It looks so good. I mean, I can't really demonstrate it on here with the video, but it looks probably seizure-inducing. But this thing gives an awesome picture. I really like it. Got a couple older laptops here. This old Compaq. You know what? I forget the model of this offhand. Let's take a look. It is a LTE Elite 440C, which actually works. And it's got, I can't do anything with this, so it boots up to like a Windows 3.1, and I just leave it. So, but it works. That's an old one there. It's got the little rollerball mouse control on there, contrast and brightness adjustment on the side. Kind of the older brother of this one, which is a Compaq Armada M300. This I've actually had Windows 7 on. It's a Pentium 2. It runs very interestingly fast. But this system here, you'll recognize this one from another video of mine, the XPS 720 system, hooked up to 32-inch screen, dual boot Windows 11 and Windows 7. Works real nice. I got a keyboard there, do a little bit of music stuff, drum machine, my Akai S2000 sampler, and then this Kawaii sequencer up here. A couple other goofy things. Photo of my old car. That was in an accident. Got destroyed, unfortunately. Not my fault. It got rear-ended. Magnifying glass thing here. Helping hands. Gift from my mom. Works real good for working on stuff. And then I got another XW6200 here with Windows XP beside my little desk light, and that just runs Windows XP. I don't really use it too much, but it just kind of hangs out and does its thing. Now, to wrap up the video, this is the work area here. So whenever I get something, usually gets nice and sanitized, and then I put it onto the bench here. So we've got a few things on the go right now. I've got this Microsoft Surface RT tablet, which runs Windows 8 ARM-based. It is the most terrible thing. I've had one of these before, and I broke it because I didn't like it. I'm going to redo the operating system. I'm probably going to use this as a photo frame. I don't want to reflect my face on this, but it's too bad because this is a really, really nicely designed thing, and it's just a piece of trash, unfortunately, but what can you do? Can't complain. I got it for free. This is a nice Thermaltake 550 here. I don't know where the band is. There it is. Oh, upside down. Good enough. You can read that. 550 works good, but the switch doesn't actually click. It's just kind of stuck. So I'm going to see if I can put that switch into it. If not, I'll just bypass the switch. But that's on the bench for now. Got this old PowerShot camera, which worked. And then, I don't know, I'm going to test it with brand new good AA batteries, because I have AA batteries that are good, but it doesn't actually seem to want to work now. So I'm going to give that a try. And then I have something very special on the way from a friend of mine who's all the way across the country. And I need to build a special power supply for it. But for you guys, this is just a teaser here. But what the motherboard requires is a cable just like this and a custom power supply with all 12 volts on the top and all grounds on the bottom. And this cable's out of a Dell PowerEdge that was blown up that I got for parts. But I'm going to try to repin it probably with this thing, because this power supply is it's seen better days. It's a little dusty, and the switch is shot in it. It's only a 500, so I don't really need this either. I feel bad chopping it up, but if it works good, and if it works with what I have it planned for, it's definitely going to be worth it. So anyway, that's just a video, just a quick little tour. I wanted to give you guys a little display of all my stuff, and my Hot Wheels there too, which I obviously like. And yeah, that's about it. Hey guys, so part 2 of this video, I'm going to give you a tour of my office. Just a quick video, and of my collection of Xeon workstation systems. So I actually have every Xeon system up to the 2011 V3 and V4, so I'll give you a look at those, and I'll give you a look at everything that I've got in here. So as my little display shelf here, got some pretty cool systems. This is an Asus workstation board here. Gonna get a lot of reflecting on this, unfortunately. It is a Z10 based board, 2 Xeon 10 core, Intel Confidential. We also have a Gigabyte 680 super overclock in there. Really, really rare video card, really cool one. Again, can't really show you too much, unfortunately, because of the reflection on that, but wanted to record these two. This is a Asus P6T. I got the really cool light up tracer RAM in there. Triple SLI GTX 570. Real nice system. Again, these are in my office, so they're nice systems. This system actually have the HP Blackbird water cooler in there. Too bad you can't see this as well. I'm trying to get it reflected, but that's a Gigabyte EP45 Extreme board with the huge shroud cooler there on the chipset. Pretty fancy board. Got that for a good price. Got a few GPUs here. These all work. Just got them on the shelf, just out on display. They're kind of old now to use, and they use really heavy duty power supply to get them running. So I think they look good up on the on my shelf there. Got lots of Tamagotchi, lots of Firebird stuff. Got my server. This is the work area here. That's my security camera system, which I don't really want to show. I'm not going to show that too much because you might be able to find it where I live. Here's my actual desktop here. That's the fanciest system. We'll get to that last because that's the newest Xeon system that I have. A little Pioneer recording deck here. And then my secondary system, which is hooked up to that screen, is this custom XW8600 with 2 quads that are overclocked. So getting to, one more thing, I'll show you this. There's another quick video I made on this. This is my Blackbird system with the 790i Asus workstation board and the SLI, dual SLI 570s. So getting to the Xeon systems. The oldest Xeon system we have is the Dell Precision 610 here. So that's 2 Pentium 3 based Xeon, 550 megahertz, has the max RAM in it, which is 2 gigabytes. We have a slot loader DVD-ROM, a dual floppy, very expensive, and then this is some sort of sound front panel, but I've actually reconfigured it so there's an LED strip in here, and this will actually let you adjust the colors of the RGB strip. So it's pretty cool. Oldest system that I've got, it's about $19.99, works awesome. SCSI drive in it, few things. This we've got my third XW6200. This has two 3.8 gigahertz Xeon in it. I got those back in the day. I paid, I think, $20 or $40 for the set of them. Now they're pretty hard to find, pretty expensive. But yeah, it runs good again. I think this has 4 or 6 gigs of RAM in it. We have a Slimline plus floppy, which is really cool. That 72 USB, or sorry, this is a SCSI 1 tape drive, and then a zip disk, which all works. So that's a second gen system. That's 603, 604 base Xeon. That is the 604 socket with the 3.8s. Now moving on to the Core, not Core 2, Core based Xeon. We have this system. Sorry for that cut there. I was trying to record the video, but fortunately these nice Matrix 55 cases with the glass, we're not able to see inside them too well. So inside here we have a very rare system. So this is actually a 479 dual socket based Xeon. If I put the phone right up to the glass, we can see. And so you can see it's dual socket 479, which is basically a Core 2 Duo, I believe 2500 chip, which is kind of a laptop chip. They are dual core Xeon, but they're only 32-bit, so we can't run a faster Windows operating system on that. But it is a really rare system. Not too many people know about with the Intel server board in it, which is Core 2 based. And then, sorry, Core based. Now, Core 2 based, we have an XW8600 system board. Again, Matrix 55 case, custom system. That's got 12 gigs of RAM, 800. It's FBDIMM 800 megahertz, which is actually what's expensive. I bought. Has the pin mod overclocked to 1600 bus. 2 quad cores in there, so 8 cores total. It's a pretty spunky system. It works pretty good, pretty cool. I wanted to make it in custom case, which was a bit of a pain, but everything works good on that. Now, moving after the Core 2 base systems, we have the 1366, which this was my old workhorse back in the day, my Precision 7500, which had E5620, and then 5650, and then 5680, which is in it now. I had 72 gigs of RAM in this. It was quite incredible. Performance back in the day, it was worth a lot of money. I got it for a good price and tuned it up myself. Got the riser. We have the Audigy card in there with the front panel, Blu-ray drive, floppy / SD card reader, and then a USB DAT72 tape drive, which pretty cool. Very fast system. I had a RAID card in there with 1 gig of cache and RAID 0 SSDs back in the day, and I was getting NVMe speed performance before NVMe even existed. So after that, we have the 1356 socket system, which is very strange. This is a PowerEdge T420 here. 2, I believe, 8 cores in there. I'm not really sure. 20, I believe these are 2400 series Xeon. Kind of not 2600 like the 2011. 24, I believe. 2480 are in there with, I believe this has 64 gigs of RAM. This one I don't use too much. Traded a Mac for it. It's a really cool looking system, but just a weird socket that wasn't around too long. And but regardless, that's the next one in the generation after the 1366. Then we have the 2011 V1 and V2 system, which is the Asus workstation board here. Wow, that's awful. You're not going to be able to see anything from that, but that's the system. It has 1866 RAM in it with 48 gigs 1866 with the 2 10-core Intel Confidential chips, which is really cool. Now, my own system here, this is my big beauty here. So I've got full RGB fans. It's a Supermicro X10 board, 970, which I mean is quite outdated now, but 750 watt power supply. We have 2 2683 V4 16-core Xeons, and we have 128 gigs of RAM in this. It's quite a fancy system. I built this all myself. Runs really good. I've got a 512 gig NVMe in there. Sound Blaster card with the Sound Blaster Z with the red lights coming out of it. All my favorite cards. Of course, we got a Firebird in there. And yeah, that's the system. Use it daily, more or less. We got a 4 terabyte drive in there for storage. And then we've also got a 240 SSD with Windows 7. But that boots here. 32-inch screen I've had for a very long time. Philips TV with the Philips soundbar. But that's basically it. Full Corsair RGB, keyboard, mouse, and computer. But that's my office. Like I said, just wanted to give you guys a quick tour to check out what I use and as far as what I have for system.